Tonight, we're also learning more details about how the investigation spread across the country, including here in Connecticut to New London. Fox 61's Alicia Hercules is live in New London now with more on that investigation. Alicia.
Brent, in the last few hours, the DOJ and the FBI held a press conference to give the latest information on the investigation. During that press conference, the head of the FBI, Kash Patel, said they acquired evidence in California and here in Connecticut and sent it to their laboratories for analysis, but he didn't say exactly what type of evidence was collected. Here's what we know about what happened Saturday night. Surveillance video shows the man identified as 31-year-old Cole Allen run past security and try to gain entry to the White House Correspondents' Dinner. One officer was hurt during the incident but has since been released from the hospital. According to the New London Police Department, they received a phone call after the shooting at approximately 10:49 p.m. Police Chief Brian Wright says the call came from someone who expressed concern about the incident that occurred at the White House Correspondents Association dinner earlier that night. After receiving the call, the New London Police then contacted federal law enforcement partners.
FBI agents, along with the interagency, were immediately dispatched to the suspect's home in California, where we conducted interviews that provided critical information about this horrific attack. We also dispatched investigators and agents to New London, Connecticut, where we conducted further interviews that provided necessary information that you will find in this criminal complaint.
There are reports that the suspect's brother is the one who called New London Police, but the police chief has not confirmed that. The New London Police Department also says their investigation is no longer active. U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro says Cole will face additional charges as the investigation continues. Live in New London, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.
All right, Alicia, thank you. Well, the suspect appeared in federal court today as investigators continued to look over a note the 31-year-old is believed to have written. Lee Waldman has the latest.
For the first time, the suspect in a shooting incident at the White House Correspondents' Dinner in Washington, D.C. is in court.
The Department of Justice approaches incidents like this with urgency and clarity of purpose. Violence has no place in civic life.
Right now, investigators are combing through a message said to have been sent by suspect Cole Thomas Allen to his family members before the attack. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche says it appears Allen was targeting members of the Trump administration.
We should not live in a country where such constant fear of political violence permeates our society every single day.
The 31-year-old part-time teacher and video game developer from California came armed with several firearms, law enforcement said. The White House will meet this week with the U.S. Secret Service and the Department of Homeland Security to discuss security protocol around major events involving the president, according to a senior White House official. White House Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt says Saturday's incident proves why the new White House ballroom is necessary, but those who oppose the project argue the ballroom would do nothing for private events like the Correspondents' Dinner.
The line of secession in this country should be able to gather freely in safety without the fear of threats or political violence, and the White House ballroom will provide that.
FBI Director Kash Patel said the Bureau will work with other law enforcement agencies to discuss lessons learned from the incident. Lee Waldman, Fox 61.
Now, meanwhile, President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump are calling for comedian Jimmy Kimmel to be fired for a joke he made prior to the shooting. During a sketch that aired 2 days before the shooting, Kimmel pretended to be a comedian at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, during which he said the First Lady had a, quote, glow like an expectant widow. Trump called Kimmel's jokes corrosive and said they deepen the political sickness within America. Representatives for Kimmel and ABC have not commented. All right, turning to the weather now. Things are looking nice and sunny this week. We can expect to see some rain a little later on, but Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank is joining us for our first check of the forecast. Rach, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, all right?
Exactly. Let's just soak in this sunshine. Blue skies, not a cloud to be seen. This time of year, the humidity is still very low. This is the kind of stuff you dream about when you're in the middle of winter, right? I know there's somebody who's a winter lover out there watching going, not me, I love the winter. but for a lot of us, this is as good as it gets this time of year. We've got a couple more dry days before rain returns Wednesday night into Thursday morning. It'll be a nice soaking rain with about a half an inch to an inch of rain likely, but the timing is nice because I think a lot of it ends up falling while we sleep Wednesday night. We're also looking at another day with highs in the 60s to near 70 degrees tomorrow. So let's say life got in the way of you enjoying today. You didn't get a chance to maybe do some grilling or sit outside or go for a long walk with the dog. We're going to do this all over again tomorrow. Overnight lows will be slipping back into the upper 30s to right around 40 degrees. So it'll be a cool, kind of crisp start to the day tomorrow. By lunchtime, temperatures are near 60. And once again, we'll see highs in the 60s to near 70 with some late day clouds. We'll talk more about the rain for later this week. Your full forecast is coming up. Brent.
All right, Rachel, thank you. A family in Windsor has to find another place to live after fire heavily damaged their home this afternoon. As Fox 61's Jamel Johnson explains, it took a lot of manpower to get the fire under control.
The fire happened at this home on Pleasant Street. Windsor Fire Chief Steve Bianchi said his crews and neighboring stations were able to knock out the fire quickly, but not before it tore through most of the home.
It's a really big mutual aid effort because of the heavy fire load inside the building. When the first apparatus got here, they were pushed back out. First search went in, couldn't get in and make entry because of the fire load. So when we started bringing in mutual aid.
At least 2 people lived inside the home. Both were able to escape the house before the fire got out of control. Keegan Decker, a homeschool teenager who lives across the street, knew of at least one person who lived there.
We know the lady that lives across the street here. Sorry to her. She's really nice. It didn't take long for them to get here. I know Windsor was the first one here. Yeah, we used to dog sit for her, so we know her pretty well.
Keegan was home when the fire started.
So I was doing school here, obviously at the table, and we heard bangs. I thought it was gunshots coming from the graveyard over here because they do memorial services with rifles and stuff a lot. That was about like an hour before everything happened, and I guess someone must have called. I didn't see anyone calling, but I walked outside and there was smoke coming out of the house. And
the fire marshal's office is now investigating the cause. Bianchi said there was heavy fire coming from the back of the house, but it's too early to tell if that's where it started.
Heavy fire load at the stairwell, so the house is going to need a little work. It'll be deemed uninhabitable.
Now, the Red Cross was also here to help the homeowners in Windsor. Jamel Johnson, Fox 61.
All right, Jamel, thank you. The human remains that were found in Chaplin last week are those of a woman who was reported missing last fall. The medical examiner's office says the remains are those of Anne Marie Papalardo of Mansfield. They were discovered in the area of Bedlam Road and North Bedlam Road on Friday. Papalardo was first reported missing back in October. It's still not clear how she died, but police are still investigating that. And state police are investigating a death in North Stonington. Police responded just before 6 this morning to an area on Putker Road. Details are limited. Police called the death untimely. We'll keep you updated as we learn more information. And 5 people have been charged with drug trafficking and other offenses. They've been accused of mailing cocaine from Puerto Rico to Connecticut. The state attorney's office says investigators identified at least 12 suspicious packages shipped here to Connecticut. They searched 4 of them, and all 4 contained cocaine. 5 people were charged in the investigation. 2 people from Puerto Rico have an address in Tallinn. The other 3 are from Hartford. Now, police are looking for this man who they say assaulted someone at a Stop and Shop in Groton. It happened on November 16th at the store on Route 12. Police say the assault stemmed from a road rage incident. They say the man was driving a silver Chevy Malibu at the time. Anyone with information on what happened there is asked to contact Groton police. And Stamford police identified the woman who died after she was hit by a car over the weekend. They said 66-year-old Evelyn Aponte was hit while walking inside a marked crosswalk Saturday at the intersection of Strawberry Hill Avenue and Colonial Road. Officials say the driver who hit her was turning left at the time and has been given a ticket. Police are investigating whether to press charges. The state police closed down a part of I-91 in Meriden after a car and tractor-trailer crashed into each other. It happened early this afternoon. The crash closed down lanes between exits 33 and 34, but they have since reopened. State police tell us nobody was seriously injured. Right now, it's unclear what caused that crash. And a major highway project in Meriden is hitting a few key milestones. State officials say work on the I-91, I-691, and Route 15 interchange is on time and on budget, with Phase 3 now underway. The project includes new ramps, bridge updates, and redesigned traffic patterns, all aimed at improving safety and easing congestion.
This system was built for a different era. It can't handle today's traffic volumes.
Now, the project was budgeted for more than $700 million, with most of the money coming from federal infrastructure. The full project is expected to be complete by 2030. Well, the spring wild turkey hunting season starts this week. It begins Wednesday, April 29th, and runs through May 30th. The Department of Energy and Environmental Protection says hunters should take safety precautions, such as wearing fluorescent orange clothing and watching for other hunters in outdoor areas. As for what not to wear, officials say to avoid red, white, blue, and black clothing because these colors are associated with wild turkeys. Well, today the Capitol was filled with smiles and tail wags as leaders marked this year's Puppy Day event. The goal of the event is to highlight the work of the Connecticut Humane Society and how certain legislation benefits animals. More than a dozen dogs were there to keep everyone company and serve as another reminder of why the event is so important.
So Puppy Day is just a great day to come in and thank our legislation for all of the hard work that they do, and everyone comes down and they stop by and they get to hang out with the puppies for a few hours. It also puts into perspective the dogs that we're trying to help as well.
The event has been going on for about 15 years now. In 2025 alone, the Connecticut Humane Society served more than 5,000 pets across the state and helped more than 1,300 animals find their forever homes.